What if the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs never hit Earth? Imagine a world where dinosaurs still roam, towering over landscapes and ruling the planet. How would life have evolved? Would humans even exist? In this video, we're diving into an alternate reality, one where the dinosaurs never went extinct. And trust me, the results are way more shocking than you might think. 66 million years ago, a massive asteroid, about 6 miles wide, collided with Earth near what is now Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. The impact unleashed an explosion equivalent to billions of nuclear bombs, triggering wildfires, tsunamis, and an impact winter that darkened the skies for years. Temperatures plummeted, plant life withered, and ecosystems collapsed. In the end, nearly 75% of all species, including the dinosaurs, were wiped out. But what if that asteroid had missed? Without this extinction event, Earth's history would have taken a radically different path. The dinosaurs, already dominating the planet for over 160 million years, would have continued to evolve, possibly in ways we can't even imagine. If the asteroid never hit, dinosaurs wouldn't have just survived. They would have continued evolving, adapting, and dominating the planet. But what would they look like today? Paleontologists believe that dinosaurs were far from stagnant creatures. Fossil evidence suggests they were already diversifying at an incredible rate before their extinction. Some species were getting bigger, others smaller, and some were developing surprising new traits. Take raptors, for example. These highly intelligent predators had sharp claws, keen eyesight, and possibly even pack-hunting behaviors. Given millions of more years to evolve, could they have developed even greater intelligence? Maybe even tool use or primitive social structures? And what about the massive herbivores like Triceratops or Brachiosaurus? With time, they might have adapted to new environments, growing larger or more specialized in their diets. Some scientists speculate that, just as mammals evolved into intelligent primates, certain dinosaur species, especially smaller bird-like ones, could have developed advanced brains and problem-solving abilities. Imagine a world where highly intelligent dinosaur species, instead of primates, became the dominant life forms on Earth. Recent fossil discoveries suggest that some dinosaurs were already developing feathers, an adaptation that may have helped them regulate body temperature or even glide through the air. Given enough time, could some have evolved into creatures more akin to modern birds, or even something entirely new? One thing is certain: without the asteroid, dinosaurs wouldn't have stayed the same. They would have continued to dominate and diversify. But with them still ruling the planet, where would that leave mammals? Dinosaurs ruled the planet for over 160 million years, keeping most mammals small, hidden, and nocturnal. At the time of the asteroid impact, mammals were barely more than rodent-sized creatures, scurrying in the shadows of towering dinosaurs. The only reason they ever had a chance to evolve into the dominant species on Earth was because the dinosaurs were wiped out. But what if that never happened? Without the mass extinction, mammals would have remained second-class citizens in nature. They wouldn't have been able to expand into new ecological roles, evolve into larger species, or develop the intelligence that led to primates and eventually humans. The very foundation of the modern food chain would be completely different. Instead of large land mammals like elephants, lions, or bears, the dominant creatures on Earth could still be massive reptilian predators and herbivores. The planet might be filled with a greater variety of cold-blooded or feathered creatures, with mammals never evolving beyond tiny scavengers. Some scientists even suggest that primates, our direct ancestors, may never have come into existence at all. Without the evolutionary pressures that allowed them to rise, the human species as we know it might have never emerged. Even if mammals did manage to carve out a place in a world still ruled by dinosaurs, their evolution would have been much slower. With the biggest and best resources still controlled by powerful reptilian giants, mammals might have remained small and nocturnal for tens of millions of years longer than they actually did. Would they have eventually developed intelligence? Maybe. But would they have ever had the chance to build civilizations, create technology, and reshape the world the way humans have? That's far less certain. The reality is, we owe our entire existence to a single catastrophic event. If that asteroid had missed Earth, we might not be here to even ask these questions. Instead, the world could still be a prehistoric landscape dominated by massive evolving dinosaurs, creatures that may have become smarter, stronger, and more advanced than we ever imagined. And if humans never evolved, what kind of creatures would have taken our place? If dinosaurs had never gone extinct, would they have remained as we remember them, giant, primitive reptiles? Or could some species have evolved intelligence on par with, or even beyond, humans? It sounds like science fiction, but some paleontologists believe it's not as far-fetched as it seems. Evolution favors intelligence in species that need complex problem-solving skills to survive. Among modern animals, we see intelligence in creatures like crows, dolphins, and primates, many of whom share traits with what some advanced dinosaurs might have looked like. In fact, one group of dinosaurs was already showing signs of heightened intelligence before the asteroid struck: the Troodontids. Troodontids were small, bird-like theropods with large brains relative to their body size, forward-facing eyes for depth perception, and grasping claws, traits eerily similar to modern primates. Some scientists speculate that if given millions of more years to evolve, Troodontids could have developed larger brains, complex social structures, and even primitive tool use. But intelligence isn't just about brain size. It's about adaptability. Some dinosaurs had already begun evolving traits that could have led to higher cognitive abilities. Pack-hunting raptors, for instance, might have refined their teamwork and communication, leading to a more cooperative, strategic way of living, something that played a major role in the rise of human intelligence. There's even a radical hypothesis proposed by paleontologist Dale Russell, who speculated on what an intelligent dinosaur might have looked like if it had continued evolving. He theorized that a species like Troodon could have eventually developed into something resembling a reptilian humanoid, what he called a dinosauroid. This hypothetical species would have had a larger brain, grasping hands, and an upright posture, similar to the way humans evolved from early primates. It's a controversial idea, but it raises an interesting question. If intelligence could evolve in primates, why not in dinosaurs? However, intelligence isn't an evolutionary guarantee. Dinosaurs dominated the planet for over 160 million years without developing civilizations, while mammals took just 66 million years post-extinction to produce humans. It's possible that intelligence wasn't a necessary trait for survival in a world already dominated by powerful physical adaptations. After all, crocodiles and sharks have remained relatively unchanged for millions of years, proving that intelligence isn't always the best evolutionary strategy. But imagine if it had happened. Picture a world where highly intelligent, possibly even social, dinosaurs evolved advanced hunting strategies, developed tools, or built primitive shelters. A world where humans never existed, but something else, something reptilian, took our place as the dominant, intelligent species. And if that had happened, what kind of civilization would they have built? If dinosaurs had never gone extinct, the world today would be unrecognizable. Everything from the food chain to the climate to the dominant life forms would be drastically different. Instead of vast cities filled with humans, Earth might be a prehistoric jungle ruled by towering, intelligent reptiles. But how would this alternate world have played out? With dinosaurs still ruling the land, the role of large mammals, lions, elephants, bears, wouldn't exist as we know it. In their place, massive carnivorous and herbivorous dinosaurs would continue to shape ecosystems. Apex predators like the descendants of raptors or T-Rex might dominate the food chain, with their evolutionary adaptations making them even faster, smarter, and deadlier than their ancestors. And it's not just land creatures. Ocean life would be just as different. The extinction of the dinosaurs didn't just wipe out land dwellers, it also paved the way for the rise of whales and other large marine mammals. Without that shift, the oceans might still be filled with gigantic mosasaurs and plesiosaurs, massive, reptilian sea monsters that could have continued evolving into the ultimate oceanic predators. Even birds, which are technically the last surviving branch of the dinosaur family, might have evolved in a completely different direction. If pterosaurs, some of whom had wingspans of over 30 feet, had continued to evolve, they could have remained dominant over the skies, possibly leading to the development of even larger or more intelligent aerial species. One of the biggest changes in this alternate timeline is the fate of mammals, and by extension, humans. The asteroid impact gave mammals the opportunity to rise, evolve, and eventually become the dominant species on the planet. Without that catastrophic event, primates might have never evolved beyond small nocturnal scavengers, constantly avoiding larger, deadlier reptilian predators. In this scenario, there's a strong possibility that humans, or anything resembling us, would have never existed. the intelligence gap would have been filled by a different species, perhaps a descendant of troodontids or other intelligent, pack-hunting dinosaurs. Instead of humans building civilizations, constructing monuments, and traveling to space, a reptilian species could have done it first. If intelligence had evolved in dinosaurs, would they have developed technology, built cities, created a society like ours? Or would their intelligence have taken a completely different path, one that we, as mammals, can't even comprehend? Some scientists speculate that if dinosaurs had evolved higher intelligence, their civilizations might not have been based on large cities, industry, or the tools we recognize. Instead, they could have developed unique, biologically driven technologies, perhaps using their natural abilities rather than external tools, like how some birds today build intricate nests or use tools in ways different from humans. It's even possible that in this alternate world, dinosaurs wouldn't have needed things like fire or metalworking. Maybe their physical adaptations, stronger eyesight, sharper claws, or advanced communication abilities would have allowed them to develop a society that doesn't rely on machines the way human civilization does. If dinosaurs had never gone extinct and had continued to evolve, could humans and dinosaurs have coexisted? Or would they have wiped us out before we ever had the chance to evolve? If intelligent dinosaur species had developed, there's a chance they would have seen mammals as competition, just as early humans wiped out rival species like the Neanderthals. They might have hunted early primates to extinction, preventing our ancestors from ever advancing. Alternatively, if humans had managed to survive alongside dinosaurs, history would have been completely different. Wars might not have been fought between human nations, but between species, mammals versus reptiles, competing for dominance over the planet. Would there have been a human-dinosaur Cold War? A race to space between primates and reptiles? Or a world where humans never had the chance to rise at all? One thing is certain: if the asteroid had never hit, the world today wouldn't belong to us. It would still be a planet ruled by the dinosaurs. If dinosaurs had never gone extinct, Earth would be unrecognizable. The dominant species might not be mammals, but highly evolved reptiles, potentially intelligent enough to form civilizations. Some paleontologists speculate that species like troodontids, with their large brains and problem-solving skills, could have evolved into something resembling humanoid reptiles. Would they have built cities, developed technology, or even waged wars? If so, where would that leave mammals, especially humans? In a world where dinosaurs ruled, primates might have remained insignificant, or worse, been seen as prey. If early humans had emerged, would we have coexisted, competed, or been driven to extinction by a superior species? The reality is, we owe our existence to a single cataclysmic event: the asteroid impact that reset life on Earth. Without it, dinosaurs might still walk the Earth, and the age of mammals may have never begun. So the next time you look at the stars and wonder about alternate realities, ask yourself, what if we were never meant to rule this world? What if it was always supposed to belong to them? So, what do you think? Could dinosaurs have ruled as an advanced species? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into a world that never was, hit that like button, subscribe for more mind-blowing content, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching.